Right, diving into the world of YouTube. Been a long time coming, this video. We should have started quite a while back actually, because we've been in this business for nearly 30 years. We've had a lot of content that we could have shown you. We've recorded little bits which will drop in as we go through the videos, progressing from this first introductory one. We'll explain a little bit about who we are, what we intend to put up there content wise, and some of the stuff that we've got going on. So we're a body shop based on the Fylde Coast over in Blackpool, north of the country. For those that most people are familiar with where Blackpool is, little seaside town. So we've been in the industry for 30 years now, and as I've said, there's been a lot going on which we should have really put out there. I've had some pressure from various people, friends, colleagues, some of the guys that have worked here to put some of this content out there, and been a bit reluctant just for the types of vehicle that we do. So what I'm going to be showing you in future videos is day-to-day workshop tasks, the day-to-day running of the place, some product showcasing, how to use stuff, and that's going to be probably better for those of you who may be watching this, who are looking from a DIY perspective of doing your own repairs, maybe in a small garage at home, or there's some stuff I wouldn't recommend doing outside, but in the summer months obviously weather's very warm, so you can get away with quite a few little things just on a small scale. We're talking blow-ins, mirror caps, door handles, bumper corners, things like that, spoilers and trims. We're also going to be showing you our 5-car collection of projects that we've gathered over probably a 4 or a 5 year period, which we want to show the teardown from start to finish. So first vehicle being TVR Chimera 4 litre in Moonraker black with cream interior. That was a one lady owner car, 68 or 69,000 miles, not really sure, I'll have to just double check on that, but you'll see that in the first video when we start doing the teardown on it. That's having, as usual with TVRs, same problem across the board, all the chassis rot on them, plus a multitude of other problems. They were a hand-built car here in Blackpool. This one we rescued from down south, I think it was Southampton or somewhere like that. Thought it was our duty to bring it back up here and get it back on the road again. We are going to change the colour, even though it is factory Moonraker black, we are going to change it to a more modern colour. We've got quite a wide range of blacks at our disposal as a body shop, and it is our own car, so we're going to change that to, I would think, Santorini black, which is a Range Rover, Land Rover colour, which I think will look quite nice on that car. The pigment in it is really nice, some of the fleckles in it. So that's going to be having a body off chassis restoration. Engine will obviously be out, transmission will be overhauled, clutch, go right through the engine, right through the chassis. We'll be changing all of the suspension components, bushes, fuel lines, future-proofing some of the bits that have been historically a problem for those cars, fuel pumps, wiring, some of the heat shields, and just future-proofing it as best we can. Repowder coating of the chassis, full repaint on the body. Some of the interior while it's out, while the paint's being done, will be sent off to one of the guys we work closely with on the Fylde Coast here, so he'll be doing that while we are doing the rest of it. Roof is pretty good, glass is pretty good, and it's got a good history with it as well. I mean, one female owned the car. I mean, it's been sat for 10 years underneath a sheet. She's emigrated and moved out to Florida, I believe, now. So it's been sat under a sheet, so flapping in the wind, 10 years. You can see in the video, you'll see exactly what I mean. It needs a bit of therapy. So that's our first of the 5. Second of the 5 is a car that we've had for about 5 years now. It's a Nissan 300 ZX twin turbo, black again. We kind of like black cars around here. It's one of our colours we go for if we can find something. That vehicle is a 87,000 mile car on a H. The guy had only been in the country for 7 months when it was imported in 1991. The guy taking it off the road, previous owner taking it off the road to do a manual gearbox conversion. It was laid up for a couple of months, and they moved out to Iraq, went to the army, and never came back. Dad then decided he was clearing the property out. I actually went to buy another vehicle when I stumbled across this car in his building underneath a sheet, and just basically posed the question. Following day, he messaged me back, yeah, come and get it, it's yours, you can have it for that. He's agreed the price, he's not going to touch it again. So we've actually got that vehicle in our storage rack. Again, I'll show you in the video, you'll see what we're going to be doing with that. But that is literally a body restoration only. There is some engine ancillary work to do. We will probably just check bottom end bearings and make sure we've got good compression before we start overhauling everything else. As long as we've got good compression, we'll update the turbos and everything else. Interior on that car is very, very good again. So that's the second vehicle, and you'll see, we'll walk around that just to whet your appetite with that one. That's one I'm quite looking forward to doing. Yeah, so check that out. Third vehicle, Nissan S15. This car belonged to my brother. So just after COVID came, my brother started a job at aerospace, was looking at maybe getting the car done, didn't really suit him at the time. There was a few problems, it needed a bit of welding, the MOT was due up, they had a running problem, but the car was up and running. It was an up and running car, it just needed painting, and that's in purple. Interior on that is very good, just needs a quick tidy up. So that's the third vehicle. We'll be doing a body restoration on that. There is some engine work to be done on it, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Fourth vehicle is BMW M5 E60. It's of the V10 model. I've had this car for quite a while now, and this has had some mechanical issues, as they all do. They've got a history for it. Maintenance is key with them, oil changes. Yeah, so we're going to dive into that. That is having a gearbox pump replaced at the moment. You'll see the video, the short video for that one. Yeah, so that needs quite a bit of mechanical work for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's also having the Vanos updated on bank, on cylinders 1 to 5, the end of the cylinder head there. It's having the Vanos gears sorted out. It's also having an updated Vanos pipe put inside the block because we feared it was losing some pressure inside there. That was confirmed by diagnostics. So once we've done that and it comes back from mechanical, we'll then be diving into the paint side of it. So there's a little tiny bit on the arch just once blowing in. It's in Silverstone metallic, which is kind of silver with a blue tinge to it. That vehicle is a 2006 vehicle, black interior, black leather interior. Yeah, and I use that car daily for quite a long time, but we picked up quite a lot of stone chips on the front bumper and the bonnet and front wings, and those M5s have a little problem where the doors, where the mirrors shut up against the door pillars, and we've got some corrosion there that we need to deal with where the mirror rubs against that. So we're going to be taking care of that. And then the final vehicle is a Ford F100. It's 1979. This came to us not so long ago. We've been struggling to figure out exactly what we're going to do with it. Lots of people say leave it as it is, leave the patina there, leave all the marks on it, leave it exactly as it is basically, and just clean it up a bit. We toyed about doing with the interior, just tidying it up, but I think we're going to go the whole hog with this one. An idea's been floated to me. We can use some Jaguar XJR supercharged running gear, so everything, engine, gearbox, suspension, it'll all be independent on every corner, and the 5-litre supercharged engine give us the reliability. We'll also have ABS, but the truck essentially obviously will be dropped down, and then we're going to go right the way through the body, the tub, the cab, the front clip, everything, make sure every panel's perfect on it, and yeah, we'll have it right. So like lowered, maybe stick some bags underneath it, I don't know, and then interior, get the interior nice. So we're gonna go right the way through that one. All of these 5 vehicles, like I say, we've had for a while, and I just want to pick them apart one by one, and each of the guys will do their own individual thing on each. We'll just keep these running over a 6-month period. Hopefully we can get a couple of these up and running by the time we get to summer. Our first 2 really are going to be the TVR and probably one of the Nissans, we're not sure. We've got a couple of other vehicles floating about us at the moment, which I'll show you in the workshop day-to-day running of the business anyway. Little repair procedures. We've got Subaru that's going to need sills, probably inners and outers, because they usually go on the inside, strengtheners as well. Front cross member, most of you Subaru guys, if you'll know that they go underneath the radiator at the front on the cross member, so we'll be replacing the cross member first. But that is full welding replacement, obviously the tear down and everything else. Yeah, and then a good dose of wax oil on everything when we're finished putting everything back together. In these videos, we are going to be showing you some products that we use and we have used historically for years. Products that we know and trust and we never have a problem with. A collaboration of stuff that we've developed over the last 10 to 15 years. You kind of know what works with what. So any of you guys watching that are in the industry, have a small body shop. We're not a massive outfit, we're what I would say mid-range, but we're a medium-sized body shop. Our main workshops, 12 to 16 vehicles capacity overnight. We perhaps move 4 or 5 out during the day, so we've got some workshop space in the morning. Generally everything comes in. We've got 10 vehicles usually around us outside or in the storage area, and 2 other units that we use. One's got 6 vehicle capability and another one is basically just a storage area for insurance work that comes in. The roof that we had refurbed back in October, which started in October, went on for a number of months with the solar panel installation and some workshop upgrades that we were doing. We're actually finished with that now, and you can see that in the pictures. So that explains some of the footage that you've already seen in this first video. Some of the workshop upgrades that we've been doing, we've had to do at this period of time because of the disruption, and it has been quite a lot of disruption because you can imagine trying to run a business while the roof's not on is quite difficult. So yeah, we're glad to be back on our feet again and in the recovery period of trying to pick back up from where we left off back in October last year. So yeah, it's good to be back on form again. Our work is split between insurance work, lease work, private individual work. With us being in the industry quite a long time, we do have a lot of repeat business, word of mouth, recommendations, that kind of thing. We've got a good, strong 5-star Google following, which we try very hard to maintain all of the time. Wheel refurbishments, we'll be showing you some of that. I have a close friend who does all our diamond cutting work, so we'll be showing you some of that, start to finish. And some of the repairs, we get full front enders in here, write-offs, chassis work, we do the jig work, we've got a double car oven. So we'll be showing you all of that as we go through. But take a look at the cars and hope we've piqued your interest. And yeah, keep watching because there's some interesting stuff coming up on this. And the aim with this really is to try and show you guys how to do certain projects yourself, try and save a few quid wherever you can. There's certain things that I wouldn't recommend you do. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it is always best to go to a body shop if you can find one that have been recommended to you. It is always best to go to a proper body shop and try and negotiate a decent price and look at the quality of the stuff that's coming out of that establishment and make sure that you're happy with it. There are going to be problems, especially when you're trying to repair something rather than replace it. That might be due to cost or availability. But those kind of things, decent body shop, we try and work with everyone as best we can, try and look after the budget and source the parts as best as possible. So it has been an issue between now and COVID, but since COVID, we have noticed a difference in the type of work that we're getting. It's the busiest I've ever known it in the industry. Some of the trade work has fallen off a little bit, so it just allows us that little bit of time now just to record some of this content, and hopefully you guys will keep watching and subscribe, and yeah, we'll keep you interested. All right, so thanks for watching this. I hope I haven't bored you too much, but keep watching. There's some good stuff coming. And remember, no matter what size business you are, small or large,
no matter what area of work or no matter what profession you're in, every day is going to present its problems. Keep in mind, today's problem is only waiting for tomorrow's solution.